Hi everybody. That's an experience we make today. I want to welcome you very warmly, especially Hannah Amichai, David Amichai, and for instance you, Emanuella Amichai, Amichai family. And I want to welcome also the chief of the Bavarian embassy in Tel Aviv, Stephen Schmerz. Very welcome. This is a very special event, and we will hold it in English and in Hebrew. So, but I will start not in Hebrew. I'm not able to speak Hebrew. And my English is not as good as it seems, maybe it seems. So I will start a few words in German, if it's allowed to. Was wir heute hier erleben, ist etwas sehr Merkwürdiges. Es ist eine interkulturelle Angelegenheit. Wir haben eine Gruppe aus Jerusalem, die schon in sich interkulturell ist. Das ist eine Theatergruppe von der Hebrew University. Eine gemischte Theatergruppe von Juden und Moslems. Und wir haben hier eine deutsche Tänzergruppe, NaTes heißt sie, ich kann mir das immer nicht merken, mit Jasmin Krüger. Und das wird hier zusammen verwoben. Es ist so eine interkulturelle, es ist eine interreligiöse Veranstaltung. Wir hatten das geplant schon Ende letzten Jahres und Emanuela sagte, oh, machen wir das nicht? Ist es? Und da war der 7. Oktober schon da. Und das schwingt alles mit. Der 7. Oktober ist präsent. Zumindest mal was die Theatergruppe aus Israel, aus Jerusalem angeht. Im Mittelpunkt steht natürlich auf jeden Fall Yehuda Amichai. Es werden Gedichte vertanzt. Ich habe einiges schon gesehen von der Gruppe NaTes, auf Video, auch die Proben hier. So gut wie nichts gesehen von dem, was Emanuella Amichai mit der Gruppe machen wird. Es wird spannend und es ist ein Experiment. Und es ist ein schönes Experiment, weil wir hier etwas erleben, was es wahrscheinlich so nicht so häufig gibt. Ich möchte Sie bitten, weil die Tänzer den ganzen Raum brauchen, wäre vor allem du, deine Beine einzuziehen. Auch du, Julia. Nein, die brauchen einfach mehr Platz. Ich muss ein paar organisatorische Dinge sagen. Erstens, es wird aufgezeichnet. Das heißt, wer sein Bild nicht öffentlich gezeigt bekommen möchte, möge dem Kameramann oder uns das sagen, dann wird das verpixelt, das Gesicht. Ich bitte Sie, das nicht zu tun. Das sieht einfach blöd aus, wenn man einen Film hat, wo verpixelte Gesichter sind. Also ich gehe davon aus, dass es für alle okay ist. Jetzt noch etwas vorneweg. Es gibt hier, oder es gab, haben Sie gesehen, einige reservierte Plätze. Auf diesen reservierten Plätzen sitzen Personen, die interaktiv mit Ihnen in Kommunikation treten. Wenn Sie der Meinung sind, Sie wollen keine Interaktion haben, tauschen Sie Plätze. Jetzt ist die letzte Chance. Vorbei. Das ist auch etwas. Wir haben danach die Möglichkeit, draußen den Büchertisch von der Liebe beim Salomon noch zu begutachten. Und Sie haben den wirklich wunderbar zusammengestellt. Also nicht nur die Festschrift da.
Anna ist die mit dem weißen Rahmen.
Das ist ja nicht mehr, sondern es sind eine ganze Menge mehr Bücher über Amichai und das Umfeld von Amichai und Ja, also es lohnt sich da wirklich mal zuzugucken, drauf zu gucken, was da ist und sich mitzunehmen, denn so schnell gibt es diese Sachen auch nicht wieder. Bevor ich noch eine Sache mache, glaube ich, habe alles gesagt, mehr oder weniger. Es ist aber eine Sache noch zu sagen, dass wir hier überhaupt sein können und dass wir hier etwas machen, was die Stadtbücherei noch nie gemacht hat. Normalerweise, Sie wissen, dass aus Würzburg kommen, da sitzt der Lesende, hier sitzen die Leute, zack, 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 und von der Seite auch. Aber dass wir das hier so bespielen, ist etwas Neues. Und auch das ist spannend. Also Sie sehen die Leute von hinten, von vorne, von der Seite. Ja. Aber dass wir das überhaupt machen dürfen, verdanken wir einer Frau, nämlich Martha Maucher, der Leiterin der Stadtbücherei. Ist eigentlich im Urlaub.
Eigentlich, das ist Urlaub.
Und es ist nicht so, dass sie schon wieder da ist oder dass sie überhaupt da geblieben ist im Urlaub. Nein, sie ist extra wegen heute Abend, gar nicht um das zu organisieren, sondern weil sie es interessierte, zurückgekommen. Martha, ich danke dir. Und ich denke, wir können beginnen.
Before. Before the gate has been closed. Before the last question is posed. Before I am transposed. Before the weeds fill the gardens. Before there are no pardons. Before the concrete hardens. Before the flute holes are covered. Before. Before things are locked in the cupboard. Before the rules are discovered. or we have nowhere to stand.
אדם בחייו, אין לו זמן שיהיה לו זמן לכל, ואין לו עת שתהיה לו עת לכל חפץ. קהלת לא צדק שאמר כך. אדם צריך לשנוא ולאהוב בבת אחת, באותן עיניים לבכות ובאותן עיניים לצחוק, באותן ידיים לזרוק אבנים ובאותן ידיים לאסוף אותם, לעשות אהבה במלחמה ומלחמה באהבה, ולשנוא ולסלוח,
ليس لديه وقت لنفسه لكل شيء وليس لديه كل شيء في كل حين. الجامع لم يكن عادلا عندما قال هذا. الإنسان يحتاج أن يحب أن يكره في نفس اللحظة، بنفس العينين للضحك وبنفس العينين للبكاء. يمارس الحب في الحرب والحرب في الحب، وأن يكره ولسانه يتذكر وينسى، ينظف بشدة.
He has no room for every desire. Kohelet was wrong to claim
Kohelet was wrong to claim that. Man in his life has to hate and love all at once. Same eyes to cry and laugh. With the same hands to throw stones and to gather them. Make love in war, and war in love. ليس لديه كل شيء وليس لديه كل شيء في كل حين. الجامع لم يكن عادلا عندما قال هذا. من الإنسان يحتاج no time يكره ويحس. When he loses he seeks. When he finds he forgets. When he's forgetting he knows.
Der hat keine Gelegenheit. Gelegenheit zu haben für alles, was begehrt.
And very professional.
Only his body. He doesn't learn. He gets confused. He's drunk, blind.
Drunk and pleasure. In other words, he will die like a fish.
Orden und Störung, Ärzte und Verdauung.
לסדר ולבלבל ולאכול ולעכל ולשנוא ולסלוח ולזכור ולשכוח ולסדר ולבלבל ולאכול ולעכל ולשנוא ולסלוח ולזכור ולשכוח ולסדר ולבלבל ולאכול ולעכל ולשנוא ולסלוח ולזכור ולשכוח ולסדר ולבלבל ולאכול ולעכל.
A man in his life has no time. When he loses, he seeks. When he finds, he forgets. When he forgets, he loves. When he forgets, he loves. When he forgets, he loves. He loves. He loves.
ולשנוא ולסלוח ולזכור ולשכוח ולסדר ולבלבל ולאכול ולעכל.
When he loves, he begins forgetting, forgetting,
לשכוח,
forgetting,
לשכוח,
forgetting,
לשכוח,
forgetting,
לשכוח,
לשכוח,
לשכוח, לשכוח, לשכוח, לשכוח, לשכוח, לשכוח, לשכוח, לשכוח,
وأن يكره ويسامح يتذكر وينسى ينظم ويشتت يأكل ويهضم كل ما في التاريخ الطويل على مر السنين.
And his soul is knowing and very professional. Only his body remains an amateur always. He tries and fumbles. He doesn't learn and gets confused, drunk and blind in his pleasures and pains. In autumn, he will die like a fig, shriveled, sweet, full of himself. The leaves dry out on the ground, and the naked branches are pointing to the place where there's time for everything.
I have another poem.
Go for it, yeah.
My name is Yehuda. The stress on the who.
Who?
Yehu.
Yoo-hoo!
A mother's voice calls out from. A mother's voice calling her little boy in from play. Ooh, ooh. A voice that crieth from the wilderness.
Ooh. The voice that cried unto the wilderness.
A surprising you.
You?
And a surprised who.
Who?
A long, drawn-out ooh of the loves of my life. My name is Yehuda. The stress on the da.
Da.
Yehuda, like thank you in Hebrew. Toda.
Toda. Shukran.
A Yehudian pride, relic of the heroics of Judah the Maccabee. Yehuda, like a resounding oud. A dull echo, like a string wrapped around a pack of letters. Or a sharp echo, like an elastic band snapping at a woman's waist. Da, da. No Yehu, but a daring plunge with a wide-open parachute into a wedding, down through the atmospheric layers of my life. My name is Yehuda, but those who love me call me Yehuda.
Yehuda.
Like as old Jews used to be called.
Yehuda.
Like Grandpa's brother, Yehuda.
You.
A child calls out from his hiding place. You of longings. A ship's foghorn. You yowling. Or who? Hailing hallelujah. You, yeah.
Hallelujah!
You from the depths.
And who from the heights?
You and who together in the chambers of love.
Yoo-hoo! My name is Shani.
Shani.
The stress on the ni.
Ni.
My mother gave this name to me. Shani is a shade of red used to be derived from insects back in the ancient world. I like that it's a name that's easy to pronounce in most languages. When I was a child, I used to name things a lot. Characters I drew, stories I've written, my pets. They all had names like Shoneg,
Shoneg!
Bush Bush, and Mr. Poof.
Mr. Poof!
Yeah. I still do that today, but mostly to the people I love, so that when someone I care about also gives me a name, I'm very touched.
My name is Ophir.
Ophir!
It means gold, but it has a poignant origin. It honors two friends, Effie and Yaron, who got killed in a terrorist attack the day I was born. Recently, I met 20 other children named after them. When I close my eyes, imagine somebody calling me my name. I imagine my big brother calling me Ofiko.
Ofiko! My name is Ella.
Ella.
Ella, it's a biblical name. It's a type of a tree. My parents call me that because I was born on Tu B'Shvat, which is a Jewish holiday that celebrates the trees and the plants. So they planted a tree on my honor.
And in Hebrew, Ella also means a
goddess.
My mom calls me Elali.
My parents call me Lula,
People also call me Eluli,
Elonet,
Lulik,
Eluchka.
Elush.
Hey, people also call me Elush.
But please don't call me Ella, okay? It's Ella, with the stress on the la.
I don't mind, you can call me Ella.
My name is Rayyan.
Rayyan!
Rayyan Uthman. A Rayyan means one of heaven gates in Islam. My nicknames are Riri, Ruru, Mouse, Itsy Bitsy. I like playing with my name. When I order food from cafe with announcements, I give them a different name each time.
Yasmin, your order's ready.
Juliana, your order's ready.
Linda, your food is here.
I like this game. When mom needs me to do something, she shouts my name, Rayyan. I often ignore her or try not to listen to her. But if she continues shouting, Rayyan, I tell her that I changed my name.
My name is Ada.
Ada!
Not Ada, not Eda, and definitely not Ada. Ada. My parents wanted a Jewish name with personal significance to them. So they looked through a long list of all the names from the Bible until they found one that reminded them of Ada Lovelace, the first programmer, and their preferred profession. Imagine how happy they were when I turned out to be a linguist. In Russian, there's lots of ways to make my name into a nickname. Adula, Adusia, Adulinka, Adusinka, Adulichka, Adusichka. I don't like any of them. My partner just calls me Kitty Cat.
Orit. That's my name.
Orit.
Orit Chana. Orit Chana Azriel. Orit Azriel. Orit Amgam. Orit Azriel Amgam. Chana was my grandmother's name. Even though she was called Annette, and I called her Meme, she called me Urit. My parents gave me this name because I was born in Hanukkah, a Jewish holiday, the Festival of Lights. Or means light, and it is a diminutive. I didn't like being a light or being minimized. Now I like my name. When I close my eyes and listen, I can hear someone calls me. Mom? What's your name? Julia.
Julia.
Who gave you this name?
My father.
Your father. You like it? Do you have any nicknames? Yulka.
Yulka.
Yul.
Yul.
Yule.
Yule.
What is your name?
Burkhard.
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 Nice. Does it have any meaning?
Strong like a castle.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And do you have maybe a second name?
Albrecht Joachim.
What's your name?
Rosa.
Pardon?
Rosa.
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 Do you know the origin of your name? Do you know where your name is from?
Yeah. I'm from my grandmother.
Do you have any other names?
Yeah.
Mein Name.
Christine.
Christina.
Christina.
Dankeschön.
Julia.
Christina.
Albert. Albert.
Burkhard.
Shani.
Ophir.
Ada.
Alex.
Mr. Poof.
Ophir.
Shani.
Elonet.
Ada.
Rayan.
Pushpishko.
Adishka.
Itsibitsi.
Christina.
Rosa.
Eluchka.
Rosa.
Fico.
Yule.
Christina.
Shani.
Yehuda.
Ella. Orit.
Orit.
Shani.
Amra.
Lutzka.
Mam.
Orit.
Uru.
Itzi
Orit
bitzi.
Hana. Jesus. Jesus.
Muhammad.
Moses.
Musa.
Moshe.
Adonai.
Allah.
Elohim.
Shem.
Abraham.
Ishaq.
God.
Yitzchak.
Gabriel.
Jacob.
Yeshu.
Abraham.
Abraham.
Miriam.
Sitna Maryam.
John.
Miriam.
Mary.
Mary the Virgin.
Moshe.
Abraham.
Julia.
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 Ada.
Muhammad.
Moses.
John.
Elohim.
Julia. Adam.
Adonai.
Jesus. Rosa.
God.
Christina.
Abraham. Jesus.
Shani.
Ophir.
Mr. Poof. Yerushalayim.
El-Quds.
Jerusalem.
Yerushalem.
Quds.
Yerushalayim.
Jerusalem.
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 ירושלים אל-קודס.
ירושלים.
של זהב.
ירושלים אל-קודס. Jerusalem is a merry, go round and round, from the old city through all the neighborhoods and back to the old. And you can't get off. Whoever jumps off puts his life on the line. And whoever gets off at the final round has to pay again to get back on to the rounds that have no end. Jerusalem!
And instead of elephants and painted horses to ride, there are religions that go up and down and turn on their axes to the music of oily tunes from the houses of prayers.
El-Quds!
Why of all places Jerusalem? Why not New York? With their buildings on high, and boroughs down below, and tunnels and lower depths from which to call out Yerushalayim!
Why Jerusalem?
Yeah.
Right? Why me? Why not Athens?
Egypt,
Mexico.
India.
Burma? The temples are already there. The domes gilded. The pillars in place.
Jerusalem! Why not St. Petersburg with the mystery of her white knights?
Yeah.
White as priestly robes and her name changes. St. Peter, St. Lenin,
El-Quds.
Why not Babylon? With her Tower of Babel and her babbling tongues?
Yeah.
Why not Rome with her catacombs?
Yerushalayim!
Why not Mecca with her black stone? Why not Vancouver with her salmon that ascend to her from the sea?
Why Jerusalem?
Why not
Why
London?
Jerusalem?
Why not Vancouver?
Why me?
Why not St. Petersburg?
India?
Why
Or Burma?
Why Jerusalem?
Why Jerusalem?
Why not China?
Why not Vancouver?
Why India?
Why Jerusalem?
Why not
Why
New Jersey?
Why
Jerusalem?
Jerusalem?
Why me?
Why Jerusalem?
Why not another city? Another person? Once I stood at the Western Wall when suddenly a flock of startled birds soared up, shrieking and flapping the wings like bits of paper with wishes scribbled on them. Wishes that flew out from between the massive stones and ascended on high.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا
I was born in Ashkelon, which is a city in the south of Israel, right about here. And this is the region where I spent most of my life growing up. To Jerusalem, I moved about 2 years ago to this very old Jewish neighborhood called nachlaot. And I've had many interesting experiences here. And today I felt like telling you about one of them. So I was in a performance act one time where the audience was asked to personify Jerusalem and write a letter to it. So I wrote a love poem. And I feel like reading this poem to you today. Hey, Jerusalem. I remember being absolutely charmed by you from the very first moment, back when I was younger. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I knew I'd find something in you. Now that I reside in you, it's slowly being revealed to me. You're inviting, like a big, warm hug. You have the unbelievable power to hold many things at once, coexisting. I can tell that strife and miscommunication burdens you. Sometimes it even triggers your violent side. And yet somehow, I can't help but see you with loving eyes. You're my sanctuary, my home. You've provided me with water to quench years of thirst. You can be frightening, or even just a pain in the ass. But those things don't take away from how whole I feel when I'm with you. My love. I don't know what the future holds, but I know for a fact it's you I want to experience.
I was born in Jerusalem, but I never really lived there, so mostly Jerusalem reminds me of my childhood. My mother's side of the family used to live in East Jerusalem, in a small neighborhood called Pisgat Ze'ev, and they all live one block, really not, I'll try to manage that. They live on the same street, really close to one another, like really close. We used to gather as a family almost every Shabbat dinner, holidays, especially on Passover evenings, where all used to greet each other and say hello. And what I'm arranging now is the table. Hi. And it was so long and white, so long and white and festive, while the kids used to sit on this side of the family, while the others, the adults, used to sit over there. We used to sing together and laugh. It was so special. Oh, I even remember one Purim holiday, which is the Jewish version of Halloween, that I used to go out with my friends as teenagers in a local bar in the city center in a place called the Cat Square. Well, in the past, it used to be called Maccabi Square, but now it is known as Cat Square due to the many cats that come and scrabble some food from the garbage. So imagine this bizarre situation when I sit in this bar with a skeleton costume on me. And we got drunk, obviously, as teenagers. And I got really, really, really drunk. And just, I was looking at these holy stones of Jerusalem and vomiting.
I moved to Jerusalem from Rosh Ha'ain, a city in the center of Israel. So if Ashkelon is here, it's supposed to be here, right about here. I lived in Rosh Ha'ain with my mom, and I moved to Jerusalem 2.5 years ago for my studies. And now I live in city center, in Hillel Street, right next to Cat Square, actually. This area of the city is a very, very busy one. It is filled with vehicles all day, like cars, buses, motorcycles, taxi drivers.
Hey, what were you going?
Hey, yalla. Angry taxi drivers. Construction sites that work half of the day, and you can sometimes hear them think, and lots of people. You can find someone on the street on every hour of the day. But I still like this part of the city. It is really nice. I live there with 2 roommates in a 3-room apartment. My room is pretty big, like that. It has high ceiling, like that. Yeah. And a small balcony that is solely mine. Wait, I'll switch it. Yeah, small one. Ever since I moved to Jerusalem, I often think about the meaning of home. What makes a house a home? Do I feel at home in my apartment? Where is my home these days? Before I moved to Jerusalem, I thought of it as this noisy, messy, and tense city. I've come to find out it's all true. But I also found a lot of culture there, a lot of history, and new ways to expand my knowledge and my horizons. The first few times I took the bus to university, I was convinced that what I'm seeing on the side of the road is this beautiful replica of Al-Aqsa Mosque. I thought it looks really good, like really authentic, that it's really nice that the city built this replica. And only after a while, I realized that what I'm seeing is the real thing. Like, it is Al-Aqsa Mosque. And that just made me realize how close I live now to the heart of the conflict.
I was born in a hospital in the center of the city that was closed since then. Jerusalem is made of stones and stairs. There are stairs everywhere. And you can either go up or down. I grew up in Ramot, which is a neighborhood in the northwest of Jerusalem. our building was made of stone, like most of the buildings in Jerusalem. As a child, the texture of the stone seemed to be as snakes crawling into my window. We slept, 4 sisters, in 1 bedroom, in 2 pull-out beds. At night, I used to look out the window, imagining the snakes crawling into my room and hanging on my sister's shirt.
שוכן במרומים, המצא מנוחה נכונה תחת כנפי השכינה. במעלות קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים. לנשמות יקירינו שהלכו לעולמם, אנא ברחמים, הסתירם בסתר כנפיך לעולמי. וצרור מצרור החיים את נשמותם. אדוני הוא נחלתם, וינוחו ושלום על משכבותם.
כשאמות, אני רוצה שרק נשים יטפלו בי בחברה קדישה.
When I die, I want only women to handle me in the חברה קדישה.
ויעשו בגופי
and to do with my body as they please. Cleanse my ears of the last words I heard. Wipe my lips of the last words I said. Erase the sights I saw from my eyes. Smooth my brow of worries and fold my arms across my chest like the sleeves of a shirt after ironing. Let them salve my flesh with perfumed oil to anoint me king of death for one day. Let them laugh and cry by the turns and administer a last message that passes from their hands through me to the entire world till the end of day. And one of them will
ستغني بصوت حر الله ملء الرحم.
Will sing in a sweet voice, God full of womb, to remind God that mercy is born of the womb. True mercy, true womb, true love, true grace. On my life, I swear it, that's what I want in my death, in my life. Adonai hu nachalatam, veyanuchu beshalom al mishkevotam, venomar Amen.
When I was 16, I used to volunteer with a sick child. I came there once a week and we played. Usually didn't move much. Played on the floor, puzzles. Once her mother asked me to play a ball with her in a specific way, supposed to improve some skill she had. It was difficult for her, so I tried to make it fun. I did all kinds of faces and voices, like woo, ah! Every time I threw the ball. After 2 years, when she was 5, she passed away. At her funeral, I remember a small body being carried. So small. I remember thinking, I'm not sure what is the right way to behave.
أنا طالبة لعمل اجتماعي وجزء من التدريب تبعنا اخترت إنه يعملوا لي إياه بالمستشفى في قسم الهوسبس. أول كلمة خطرت على بالي يوم أحكوا لي هيك كانت لا، لأني كنت خايفة.
I'm a social work student, and as part of my training, I was asked to be at the hospital in the hospice. When I was told that I would be placed in a hospice, the first word that came to mind was no. I was afraid.
أول مرة دخلت على غرفة المريضة، أول يوم إلي، فتحت الباب وشفت مرة كتير حلوة، بس كانت كتير مريضة. حكت لي تفضلي اقعدي جنبي.
On my first day at the hospice, I entered the first patient's room. I was quite afraid, but I remember entering and a beautiful woman was sitting on her bed. She was very beautiful and very ill. She smiled at me and said, "Please, sit down."
قعدت وحكينا وكانت أحلى محادثة في حياتي. خبرتني عن جلسات الشاي اللي كانت تعملها يوم كانت عايشة في إنجلترا، مع قعدتها مع صحباتها، وعن كل الأشياء الحلوة اللي كانت تسويها. هاي المحادثة مع هاي المرأة حلوة كتير، خلتني أتذكر إن الحياة حلوة، وحكت لي إن في آخر وإن هي تجاهزة للمرحلة الجاية من حياتها، وهذا الإشي خلاني أنسى الخوف وأكون شجاعة.
I sat down and we talked. She told me she was born and raised in England and how she missed the tea parties she used to have. She talked with such passion and compassion about her life and her family and friends. She told me she feels as if she is ready to die, that she lived a fulfilling life and is ready for the next phase. It was inspiring. When we said goodbye, I felt love and the fear vanished.
في الإسلام بيتم تحضير الميت عن طريق غسله عدة مرات، وبعدها بنغطيه بقماشة بيضة تسمى الكفن. بنغطي وجهها وعينيه ودينيه بالقطن، وبعدها بنلفها بالكفن وبيكون جاهز.
In Islam, the burial of a deceased begins with a full body ritual of purification. Washing the body with warm water at least 3 times. Then the deceased's eyes and mouth are closed, and the body is wrapped in a simple white cloth known as kafan.
And Judaism, when a person dies, his eyes are closed. His body is laid on the floor, covered, and candles are lit next to it. It is never left alone until after burial. I thought about all the different things we bury. Fears, thoughts, hopes, dreams. I want to bury this toy. In memory of all the children who passed away before their time. When I was watching pictures of children's rooms after the 7th of October, rooms covered of blood. And all I wanted was to pick up a toy, a shoe, a blanket, clean it up, give it some peace.
أنا اخترت أدفن الشعور في الخوف. الخوف من شو رح يحكوا عننا الناس. الخوف من شو بيفكروا الناس. الخوف كل إشي اللي بيمنعنا. فأنا قررت إني أدفن الخوف عشان أسوي الأشياء اللي أنا بحبها. أشياء وأسمع لحالي وشو بحب.
I wish to bury my fear. Fear of what people will think of me, of what they will say about me. I wish to be more attentive to myself and act as I believe I should.
Do you have anything you would like to bury? Fears,
memory,
hopes,
thoughts.
You're welcome to write it down, put it in the box, and we promise we're gonna give it a dignified burial.
also have a box. It is just a little bit lighter than the previous one. I'll read it out loud to you. I'm sure you'll all be in awe of my wonderful German. Die Schachtel. Yehuda Amichai. Einmal für mein Gehalt vom Arbeitsplatz nicht auf mein Konto bei der Bank überweisen. Ich ging zur Bank und betrat die große Halle, die einer glitzernden Roomstation glich. Ich schritt auf die hübsche Angestellte zu und sie brachte die Buchstaben und die Ziffern auf den Monitor eines Computers, der vor ich stand. Und sie sagt, tatsächlich, das Geld ist nicht zu überweisen. Und ich sagte, klar, ich wusste das. Deshalb bin ich gekommen. Und sie schickt mich in die Etage unter ihr, in eine ruhige und große Halle. Und die glitzert noch mehr als die vorige. Und eine Angestellte, die noch hübscher als die vorige war, auch sie brachte vor meinen Augen die Buchstaben und die Ziffern auf den Monitor eines Computers, der noch größer war als der vorige. Und sie sagt zu mir, tatsächlich, das Geld ist nicht zu überweisen. Und ich sage, klar, ich wusste das. Deshalb bin ich gekommen. Und sie schickt mich in den Keller unter ihr. Und der Keller glitzert nicht. Und es gab in ihm keine Computer. Und es gab in ihm keine hübschen Angestellten. Aber ein gelbes Licht, wie das Licht in meiner Kindheit, erhellt ihn. Und ein alternder und sanfter Angestellter hört mich an und schritt auf hölzerne Regal zu, die hinter ihm standen. In ihnen gab es Aktenordner und Schachteln in Menge. Und er sucht und zog eine Schachtel aus Karton heraus und er legte sie auf den Tisch und nahm das Gummiband von der Schachtel ab. Und das Gummiband war breit und rosa Farben, wie der Gummi, den es in den Tagen meiner Jugend in Frauenunterwäsche gab. Und er blättert in den Papieren, die in der Schachtel lagen, und er fand das Papier und macht Verbesserungen, die Überweisung meines Geldes betrafen. Und er schloss die Schachtel und band den rosafarbenen Gummi wieder um sie und brachte sie in das Regal zurück. Und ich sagte zu mir, diese Schachtel ist wie mein Innerstes. Und ich stieg vom Keller nach oben und trat hinaus auf die Straße.
אדם בחייו אין לו זמן שיהיה לו זמן לכל ואין לו עת שתהיה לו עת לכל חפץ. קהלת לא צדק כשאמר כך, אדם צריך לשנוא ולאהוב בבת אחת. באותן עיניים לבכות, באותן עיניים לצחוק, באותן ידיים לזרוק אבנים ובאותן ידיים לאסוף אותן, לעשות אהבה במלחמה ומלחמה באהבה, ולשנוא ולסלוח ולזכור ולשכוח ולסתר ולבלבל ולאכול ולעכל את מה שהיסטוריה ארוכה עושה בשנים רבות מאוד. אדם בחייו אין לו זמן, כשהוא מאבד הוא מחפש, כשהוא מוצא הוא שוכח, כשהוא שוכח הוא אוהב, כשהוא אוהב הוא מתחיל לשכוח. נפשו מקצועית מאוד, רק הוא נשאר תמיד. מות תהילים ימות בשר, מצומח בלב עצמו מתוק, העלים מתלבשים על הבמה
Man in his life of no time to have time to claim that. He had no place to have room for every desire.
All at once.
Kohelet was born to claim.
Same eyes,
Same
same
hands,
same hands and rub stones together there. We love the door.
Together there. And then forgive and remember and forget. In order and fuse and eat and digest what comes to eat.
ולסלוח ולזכור ולשכוח ולצער ולבלבל ולאכול ולעכל ולשנוא ולסלוח ולזכור ולשכוח ולסדר ולבלבל ולאכול ולעכל ולשנוא ולסלוח ולזכור ולשכוח ולסדר
When he loves, he begins forgetting, remind God that mercy is born, born of the womb, born of the womb. True mercy, true womb, true love.
In autumn, he will die like a fig, shriveled, sweet, full of himself.
When he loses,
the leaves dry out on the ground,
when he finds,
and the naked branches point to the place where there is time for everything.
Time for everything.
Time for everything. ממני לא.
Thank you everyone for coming, and thank you Daniel and Burkhard for these, and Vir for these wonderful events throughout the week. Really wonderful. You've done everything. It's amazing. The Three Musketeers. And thank you, Martha.
Yes, you're right. Well, thank you so much for hosting us in this beautiful library. And thank you all, audience, for coming here. We went through a very complex process with a lot of emotions inside of them. And I'm grateful for having you here, part of this event. And I hope to see you in Israel soon.
Thank you.